You know, reminds me though, I used to make a gag about an old person who's lost their marbles, you know, and like in the middle of the night they start pulling shite out their arse and making little ornaments and putting them on the mantelpiece and then on the window ledge, and then next day the carer comes in or the cleaner comes in, she's dusting these little ornaments, and it was funny at the time. I actually met a lassie who actually said to me that that day she'd been polishing shite until she realised, oh no, this has come out that old one's arse. They've made some ornaments in the night, and she genuinely thought they were ornaments, but they were made of solid shite. Solidified shite. Fossilised ornaments. Novel idea. It's amazing that. I also once made a gag where I was talking about like there's almost nothing you could ever say that hasn't already been done. We're all thinking up things. I was thinking up things that might never have been done before. Eventually I trumped everybody by talking about buggering a goose. And I had, you know, them all laughing as I was flying around the room, buggering this goose, you know. And the goose, you know. You know, he's hoping to take off. This will take off one day. And I couldn't believe my fucking eyes when, surprisingly, a local free newspaper was delivered by a child who was clearly the exception to the rule, not a sociopath, or not a lazy cunt, or whatever. And I read a man was arrested in this area for buggering a goose. He was caught. The goose is better than a guard dog. A guard goose. You know? What the fuck was he up to that for? I couldn't believe that something I'd invented years and years earlier, about fucking 12 years earlier, eventually appeared before my eyes. I'm gonna stop thinking about things like that in case I'm making them happen. Maybe an old person later on tonight fucking doing something, so I'm not going to say anything anymore about them. But like I say, it's a tragic shame what you let happen to what you will eventually become yourself one day. And so, it's the people in the middle that are the problem. It's not kids, it's not the elderly, it's the people in the middle. The fat, self-inflated masons. Yeah? The delusional nobodies. The polished shit. Yeah? No marks. I am, because I'm only 17 seats removed from that guy who's the guy we all look up to, who's got the most money. Guy Young. And so, he once looked at me and went like that with his fork. Which means I get to fuck the goat later. I've got a dead pigeon in my pocket. I'm ready for it. Will you stand on one leg, roll up your trouser leg please sir, and wear this apron covered in period blood from a goat. And will you have this knife placed against your chin and renounce Catholicism? Aye, all they fucking Catholics are bastards, you're in! They're fucking retards, man. So anyway, death to a lot of them. And death I mean through ridicule and distance. We don't have to have these useless cunts anymore. And all we would have to do is this one thing. You know, like recently, another person who I'll not mention in Libya was doing the exact same thing as the cunt in Egypt, you know. But having said that, no doubt destabilised by Western forces, there would be a new thing, eh? Sovereign state being destabilised by Western forces who are equally as evil as the regime they're ousting, through popular uprising that will soon be replaced by Western interest again. And the people never seem to get into power, you notice that? Without sortition, you can't get into power. Right? But here's the thing, they were chasing after this guy across Libya, whose name I do remember and I have no intention of using it, employing it. Chased after him. And he was corralling himself in this city and that city. Why were they after him at all? Why does it matter? Fuck him. Just announce in the media, we've moved on. That's it, we've moved on now. Fuck you. We could do that in Britain. We could do that in this godforsaken country. Love me, love my phlegm. I'd let the phlegm out his eyes. What? I mean, I'd phlegm in my eyes. Oh, the illusion of nothingness. How quickly it's buried. So in your one and only life, stand up, you fucking mice. Better to live one season roaring as a brave lion than cower for 1,000 years like a fucking mouse. Eating crisps and cheese and that.
It's pointless, it's futile with the point anyway.
Men? I'm the only fucking man. I'd like to meet real men. Men who want to take a fucking stand and say, well look, if I can do something, I'm gonna fucking do it. You know? Erol returns. Hey, hey! He marks his name with an E. Anyway, so all we need to do is just turn our back on 10 Downing Street. Yeah. We don't have to go down and oust him. You know, as he's sitting there playing with himself, wanking onto a hockey stick. Why would we need to oust him? Why do they need to chase after this guy to oust him? Why do we need to surround his castle and wait? What? Oh, we need his phone system. Do you? We need his phone system? Oh, we need his email address. Why? Can you not just announce there's a new phone number, a new email address on the fucking internet or on the fucking television? Yeah? Or on the airwaves? Just spread the word. Barack Obama sitting in America. I'm trying to get this motherfucker on the phone and I can't seem to get through. Oh, there's a new thing coming up on all the media outlets. Controlled by fascist scum. Masons, retards. It's saying he's moved to 20 Browning Street. You know, and so he just phones that number instead. That's how easy it is to oust a government. They don't want you to know that. They would kill you if you fucking knew how easy it was to oust a government. Christlike. Omnibus! Anyway, EastEnders omnibus. Omnipotent. So it's really, really easy to get rid of your fascist dictators. No matter whom you vote for, those clowns always get in. Representing the few who always remain with their mansions and real millions. And, moreover, understand this basic concept, right? The tax man is a fucking thief. Right? It's a protection racket. When you go to the checkout on a website and it says £100, right? And then it says VAT, and it's £120. It shouldn't say VAT anymore. It should just say theft. So it's £100 plus theft, 120. We should be able to follow where our money's going to. Shouldn't we? We should be able to track it. Shouldn't be hard. Where is that £20 going? You would find it going to the exact same cunt. The exact same cunt who got left in the first place, just goes in a circle and returns to them. If you start getting too much of it, they'll come for you. They'll up the amount they thieve from you, the bastards. So the only time I've ever heard anyone in the south of England ever say anything I had any respect for, I was a wee bit appalled at him at first, and he said, I put billions in offshore accounts. I thought, that cunt. He said, I'm not going to pay one fucking red cent in tax to these cunts. I thought, they're bad bastard. And then he said, do you blame me? And there's all these people going, you're a fucking madman. And then I read his response, and it really was quite influential. What he said was, I don't trust any politician, he said. They're all thieving, insane cunts. Stupid wee boys with oranges in their mouth, tights over their fucking head, wanking till they fucking choke themselves to death. And that's the way their wife finds them. John, I'm just in with your tea. Fuck me. Just gives him a spin. Anyway. He said, if I'm going to pay £10 million in tax, I want to fucking decide what it's going towards. If I pay it to these fucking cunts down here, they'll just literally divide it up like the robes of Christ. And share it amongst themselves. The greedy, relentless cunts who have no concept of the word enough. You know, it's not enough just to steal from everybody. They want, there's no line they won't cross in their fucking hoovering greed. And so he said, if I want to buy fucking baby heart monitors, if I want baby heart monitors, I'll take the tax I would have been giving to these fucking greedy pigs at the trough, and I'll go and buy these heart monitors myself. Perfect sense, doesn't it, Mick? So he does. That's what he does. He donates. You know, you see that every so often, such a person donates to this, such a... That's what we should all be doing. Should be no more theft. We all just donate to these things ourselves. Get ourselves in the local free paper. Stand on a shovel. I donated a helmet. And but that made perfect sense. So I don't want to give one more penny to the tax person, because you get fuck all in return. And no matter what, they'll tell you, we're going to give you less in return now. So they've stolen your money, they've stolen every single penny since then, they've then given it to themselves and their best friends again, and they've then upped the amount you've to pay on top of that, and you're letting them do that. And then they're telling you, we're giving you nothing in return. Nothing in return. You're letting them. You're letting them do that. And you turn to your children and say, sorry, you can't have what you want, because there's a greedy cunt down south who has no concept of the word enough. He's already got a mansion and millions, in fact billions. When's enough? It's not enough that you guys both had the same amount of money from their loss. They couldn't have that, see, because they want to feel superior to you. They didn't feel superior after they lost all their money by gambling. So they wanted to tilt things again and get some revenge on you, the innocent, that put them in the opulent position they were in the first place, but were too stupid to stay in. Even playing the rules of the game they inherited from Caesar. Divide and conquer. Remember, these people are just imposters who, literally, like I said, who embody the robes of office that they inherited from a bygone era. Yeah. And then they just inherit these levers of power which suit the primate thinking. We could change it all overnight. We just need to set a day and say, from that day onwards, the big man will decide what happens, and I'll organise you into your waste-free optimum. Your waste-free optimum, where everyone gets a fair share of everything. Well, we can't have that, that's too much like fucking sense and maturity. And caring about children and old people. Forgetting about pigs at the trough, with their delusions of grandeur, as we fly through space, without a fucking roof, being depixelated at high speed in our one and only lives. Still living the archaic nonsense that was invented by people who didn't have a fucking light bulb between them. Capitalism was invented by people whom, if you'd shown them a working light bulb, would have went, aye, he is a good man, light comes from his hands. And you'd been commemorated, they'd have started a fucking religion and named it after you. Phillips. His name was Phillips. The letter in numbers 100W take on great significance. In the year 100W, we will all die. And so, Hope that's not taken out of context and flying through space right now. And aliens find it and go, fuck, 100W has come from a source that must be true. What I was going to say to you was that, so there was not a light bulb between them when they invented capitalism. And here's something I'd like you to remember. It's the last thing I'm going to say. Thank fuck. This is the length of time that man has been around for. It's 70 million years already since the dinosaurs died out. Majoritively. 70 million years gone. Right? Gone. And let's not even look at that 70 million. Let's just look at the last 70,000. Right? Since we evolved from germs to Germans. You can see it now. This show I've got in mind. From germs to Germans. In that time, let's just look at the last 70,000 years, right? Of our existence as a species. There. Right there. That's where money was invented. As a concept. Right there. All that fucking time, we got along famously. The planet was doing really fucking well, and we were prospering as a species. Until we got to that wee fucking bit. And from that moment onwards, it's been bloody hell on earth. Coincidence? Money is quite literally the root of all kind of evil. We're not really bright enough to actually be evil. Just kind of be it. And the thing I was going to say was, of course, money's like an excuse to bring out the primate in us. There seems to be nothing people won't do for cash. If I was to go into that street right now, with £50, sadly, I could make just about anybody do anything for me. Hey old man, pull down your trousers and show me your keister, meester. And he would, shit in that cup and I'll give you $50. Yeah, he would. If I was to go out right there right now, and there's like little girls who wander around, they're about 18, yeah? Little girls, 18, right? I was to walk up to them and say, get your tits out and rub them against her tits and I'll give you £50. Their initial response would be, I don't like men and think men are stupid. Here's more. No. Date for £50 and I'm off. I'm off. Alright. They're fucking trainer bras they'd be off. And they'd be tits a rubbing. And I'd of course accidentally fall over and pole vault or a nearby fence. I'm joking of course, I'd be disgusted with myself and with the situation. It's amazing what you can get people to do with just a tissue of lies. And that's what money is. Tissue with lies in it. Where are the real men? Give me 10 strong fucking men and 10 strong women and we'll storm the border after we finish shagging. You weren't as funny tonight, big man. It's no funny though, is it? It's all bullshit. It's all lies. I promised to pay the bearer on demand. What do you promise to pay him? Fuck all. You should be able to go into your local bank and say, give me my gold. That's the promise. Give me my gold. There's no gold. These notes are promissory notes. You're meant to be able to go in, hand them in, and get gold for them in return. Your gold, it saves you carrying big bags of gold about. Like gold is something. You know, on no other planet in the universe do they consider gold to be anything. But here, we do consider it to be something. Don't we? It's shiny. What, are we fucking magpies? You know, it's shiny, so it means something. You know, it's ridiculous what people imbue their bullshit fantasies into. You ever played the game of Monopoly on, and at the end of it, you've won. And you, just for a split second, when the game's over, you wish it could go on because it all feels kind of real in the way things should be. It's all bullshit. Can't take that money to your local shop, your bright orange £100, you know, and go in. Please, sir, may I have some... Get out, you wee dick. You keep coming in here and that shite money. It's not really money. But tomorrow, it could be decreed that all monopoly money is now officially money. Why don't they just fucking do it? We'd all be millionaires. It would all find its way back to the same cunts. Just like rain finds its way back to the sea. And then finds its way into the clouds to hover over us. Proving that we're just fish who haven't developed enough depth of feeling for one another yet. Care more deeply for one another. Rid yourself of the illusion of democracy and replace it with sortition. Empower your old people, your wise, your experienced. Empower them and have local government. You would save hundreds and hundreds of billions every bloody year. And don't forget, the way things are in your country are the way your politicians want them to be. 3/4 of paedophiles let out of prison rape again. 3/4 of all criminals let out of prison rape again. Why do you think they would want that to be the case? I'm terrified to go. I just sit in the house, in the dark, being told what to think by the television. Most people are having a relationship with a dark corner of the living room. If you were to film someone, right, and then erase the television from the corner of the room, they're just staring blinking at the fucking corner of the room. The blinking corner of the room. Eating crisps in the dark and doing as they're fucking told with a flashing box that happens to be there between them and the dark corner of the room. But look back at that videotape, yeah, of them looking at a dark corner of the room that you've airbrushed the television out of. Easily done. And they're just staring at a dark corner of the living room, night in, night out, whilst they're being robbed by vampires from hell. Looking at that dark corner going, I maybe will get that. I will get that. I've been told to get that. I will get that. Was that what's really happening in the world? I'll believe that. I'll believe that. You'll believe anything you're fucking told by anyone other than honest, good, selfless, brave men and women. Are you both big men, eh? Man, I am tonight. And the thing is, that's all I have to say in the matter. It's time you get rid of your false prophets and replace them with people you can trust to do good for you and yours. Employ your old. You'll be old yourself one day. Soon. And remember, people, winter's coming. So put on an extra cardi. And don't forget, there's always toast. Well, down in the south of England, they're toasting with magnums and butts of champagne. Makes you cross, doesn't it? Oh, thank you. Thanks, thank you. Yeah, I probably wasn't as funny as I normally am. I've been put off by events of the day. It'll be funnier next time. When I'm talking about females or Huns, one of the two. Huns or honeys?